So there's some people upset at the artwork for Meek Mill's latest album, Expensive Pain, including this guy who went on a rant about the artwork appearing on a bus. Check it out.
Look at this fucking bus! Look at this bus that goes by in my neighborhood. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? What is this? This is on the side of a bus. This is on the side of a bus rolling through your street. Rolling on the side of your street. Is this what you want, black women? Is this what you want, black women? Is this what you want? Look at this bull fucking shit. Look at this shit on the side of a bus. Is this what you want, black women? Is this what you want? Is this how you want to be respected? Is this how you want to be respected in life? This is how you want to look? This is how you want to be portrayed? Stand up to this bullshit. I'm from Philly. I actually should support Meek Mill. This is fucking disgusting bullshit. Look.
So one thing I will agree with is I don't think this artwork should have been on a bus like this for many people to see. I think sexualizing people on the mainstream level should be avoided because, it should be avoided. But that's as much as I agree with. Before this man started going on about a bunch of BS, he made it his point to criticize black men about how black women are depicted in media. And I found it comical because he spoke about it as if Playboy isn't a thing, as if Maxim isn't a thing, or Victoria's Secrets, those runway shows. Or how about the adult industry, which has a great deal of white women and white men partaking in? Or how about the many artworks that have depicted nude people? But of course, there were some black people who took the bait. But before I get into that, let's talk about this artwork in question. So Meek Mill's album cover was actually done by a black woman. Yes, a black woman made this artwork, not a black man.
Surprise, surprise.
Her name is Nina Chanel, and if you look at some of her previous artwork, they have similarities which show some people that appear to be naked. But how about we go a little deeper and look at the work itself? In this current society, are some people going to say that these depictions have no truth to them? There aren't strippers that are black women. Rappers like Meek Mill aren't in places where they're surrounded by strippers. There are several black women who pose nude. Now, some might say because of the state of the community, but come on, man, that's not always the case. Some women actually go into stuff like this on their own. Sometimes it is the case, and some might go on it because they need money. There's several reasons why. But look, sometimes the truth hurts, and regardless of how some might feel, this depiction has a lot of accuracy to it. And not to mention, the album is called Expensive Pain. I'm not sure this album cover is actually glorifying the stuff that some think it's doing. If you look, the male on the album cover looks like he's actually crying. There's a lot going on the cover. So, are people going to start regulating art and canceling people who paint now? But of course, again, some black people took the bait. And why is that? Why are some so quick to turn on each other and make this a black man versus black woman thing? This piece of artwork is light compared to many of the other things out there. In the current state of music, much of the most sexualized things come from women themselves. And before some say it's black men behind the scene enabling them, many of these women have a large female fan base. No one's forcing these women to go buy their stuff. They want to do it because they're fans of these people. I can agree there's a lot of degradation that goes on in hip hop, but I think it happens to black people. But, even with the large number of women that rap sexually now, since most rappers are male, I'll agree that sexual degradation happens to women the most in hip hop. But the entire community, I think, has to deal with effects of the imagery in hip hop. Both black men and women have to deal with stereotypes because of what's shown and spoke about in hip hop. I think there needs to be balance. Some things probably just don't need to be in hip hop, but outside of that, I find it really hypocritical that many people are upset at this. Where does the line get drawn? Adult videos and pics are probably the most searched for stuff. I find complaints about women being barely clothed kind of funny. I get the complaints about sexual gestures and topics, but complaints about images, I don't really get. In one sense, we'll celebrate the runway model, but then we'll knock the stripper. They're both dressed very similar. One might be walking, the other's twerking, but it's still very similar. Sometimes I think about how people would be upset at a woman barely clothed on TV, but will go to a beach with a bunch of women in bikinis and you barely hear complaints about it outside of a few soccer moms because it's seen as normal, I guess. But isn't it the same image? And when people go out to dance at the club, isn't there a lot of twerking that goes on? I'm sure many people ain't in the club ballroom dancing. And a woman complaining about the imagery, what would they wear to the beach or a nightclub? I'm sure many would throw on a bikini or a tight dress. You know, once upon a time, women wore a lot of clothes to the beach. We could go back to that. Anyways, that's it for now. If you can, please hit the like and subscribe button. I'm out.